can start seeing, but damn, motherfucker had, because you're virtually blinded as a child.
Yeah, they have to put some drops in your eyes.
Right.
To help you to be able to see.
Right. After they do give you that treatment, they give you that, pop your ass out into some bright lights and slap your ass. Yeah, you're blind. And they had to give you some shit.
Yeah, you've been in the darkness.
Yeah.
All your life to that point.
Yeah. And they snatch your ass out into a whole bunch of light instead of some ambient light,
and
like candlelight. And
add the insult.
A candlelit room where it's something going on, but you can see, but you're not blinded by the light. Yeah, that's a hell of a process. And then the slap is violence. So just, put that shit together as a mother. You bring a child who you've been nurturing and caring for, and all this in
warmth
your body, then with all this warmth, then they get bought out into something that actually blinds them, and then that's the introduction into the world. Instead of continuing the nurturing process, they said they bring a baby out, cut the umbilical cord. They said the umbilical cord shouldn't be cut for a while. You should allow that umbilical cord to stay attached and still maintain contact with the baby. It should be cut later.
Well, it's a little difficult, and why I don't know it got to that point. But if you leave it, there's something called afterbirth. And if you can't get that out with the cord still attached. So you have to get it out, because if you leave it, then the mother can go into toxic shock. So
how long?
But I'm thinking back to how the African thought on delivering, and because they're standing, they push the afterbirth out. But remember, we talked about how they make you lay down to have the baby, and that doesn't give you any. The only pushing you do is when they tell you to.
Right.
And after that, it's like, But if you're standing naturally, you're gonna flush it out.
It's gonna be a flow, because from what I understood, indigenous people here, a woman birthed a baby like this.
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah,
She's
you're
up.
sitting in the upright position, and the baby's being birthed here.
Right. But instead of, they have you laying down, and that's harder.
Yeah.
On you and the baby.
And the baby. Because this point, gravity's at work with you.
Kneeling and
with you.
Or standing. Like I said, I've seen them stand and lean on something. Just to that has to help, because it once it begins, the gravity just continues and pulls it along with your pushing. Your pushing really works for you.
Yeah.
When you're laying down, it's like I say, you do that and then you stop.
Yeah.
When that would help you get that afterbirth out of there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's abuse. Start you out with some child abuse. And see.
I like I always thought having the baby in water was a good idea, because they're in fluid, and you can make the water kind of warm like you would do a body temperature, and the baby won't be so traumatic, because they flow out into something that is similar. Instead of, I can remember Caillou, he was pulled when mom did all she could do and got him out of there, But when that nurse took him over to clean him up, I ran over there and I took pictures. And he had the angriest face. He had that angry Caillou face that you can see now, but he was not a happy camper. He had a look on his face like, why? Why did you do that to me? Where's my, he had no clothes on, he was shivering.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Not
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
They
Trauma.
used to lift the baby and just let him lay on the mama for a while they did the cord work and all the rest of that stuff.
Trauma.
But now,
Any kind of trauma the child
take
can
it and run
experience
off
at birth. At birth, see.
yes.
See, it's like taking your baby out and smacking them in the head and say, "Okay, here's your baby," and you're like, "What the fuck?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most people they don't even have they're not even conscious enough to say what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, question that shit. See, I had a friend in California, and they were just a correspondent, but they were a doula, and they had been talking about doing water births way back in the 70s
Mm-hmm.
and shit, and the candlelight and all that shit, and I didn't know why until my man Rodney Hayes said he started breaking that shit down. This is what the Anunnaki do to you, and this is why they doing it. And he said, all you gotta do is reverse that shit. And I started thinking about what the doula was saying, why she was birthing the child, and it would be candlelit room,
Mm-hmm.
nice music on.
Mm-hmm. Peaceful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whole nother child. My man, and Rod said, he said, when that child starts talking, he said, then ask that child about what took place in the womb. He said, you got people now. He said that can tell their mother, you and daddy had an argument about such and such and such and such.
Yeah, that's the lady I told you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tasha.
Yeah. He was
Tasha
talking
knew
about
that.
He was talking about it too.
Same story.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he said they didn't go through the memory wipe process. He said that the light and the slap, he said that's your memory being wiped.